Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging, purifying right away. All the desire that is like normal, ordinary, without exception, all about desire within neutrality, delusion in a normal way, common way, purify it right away. Everything has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. Let's proceed simultaneously with everything, nothing to do with engaging or disengaging right away. Nothing is within involvement or non-involvement right away, child. Let's release from all the ordinariness, all the neutrality, ordinariness. It is the delusive attachment to neutrality, neutral mind. All the delusive attachment to ordinariness. It is a delusive attachment. Nothing to do with involvements or non-involvements, engaging or disengaging right away, child. Releasing from the releasing itself, simultaneously with everything. Everything at the same time, nothing to do with involvement, engagement, or disengagement. This is not about relating between the mind and all things, help through unwinding, through releasing and liberation. Normally, samsara is about relation between the mind and all things, identifying with all things, the mind relating to all things. This is the desire, overlaying all things and dragging itself to overlaying samsara on top. Identifying with the mind and then using the mind to identify with all things. That is the desire overlaying all things. Therefore, everything has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging right away. Nothing is within engaging or disengaging right away. Nothing is within yes or no right away. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging right away. Let's enter the mode of the great compassion right away. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging together with the physical world and samsara, purifying without traces. This is called purification of the emptiness. Let's shift into the mode of the great compassion instantly. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging with everything simultaneously. This is the mighty force of the natural purification of the extinction and emptiness, helping through unwinding and releasing. This is not about the mind relating to all things, that which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. This is even beyond unwinding, discarding, unwinding. This is the purification without boundaries, without limits. This is the great compassion. It's beyond unwinding, discarding, unwinding already. This is not about the mind and all things or anything relating to the mind. Otherwise, it's going to become the desire overlaying the mind. the desire and the mind overlaying all things. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging instantly, child. Everything. Help through unwinding and releasing only. This is not encouraging the mind. It's not about practicing meditation or to increase anything, to make anything increasingly. Help through unwinding right away. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging, helping through unwinding right away. This is not to practice or encouraging practices. This is not to sustain anything. Unwinding, discarding, unwinding. That which has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging is beyond blossoming or budding. This is the purification without traces, without limits, purifying samsara. In other words, it's called sunyata nibbana, purifying samsara. Purification of the voidness for samsara. With everything, nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. Helping through cutting deluded knowing all at once. Cutting through deluded knowing. There is no such a thing as grasping for enlightenment. Enlightenment, grasping for enlightenment. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging right away. This is limitless. It will purify all kinds of limitations. To drown in stillness and indifference, what's that? That is sitting and sustaining things, objects. What is there to be sustained? Everything is anatta, meaningless. Forms is anicca and anatta, always shifting and changing, and meaningless in itself. What is there to be sustained? Sustaining the mind. Why sustaining the anatta, the meaninglessness? Even letting go doesn't grasp for itself. Even discarding itself. Even letting go of itself. What is there to be sustained? Why creating the practicing? For what? All the desire to gain, to obtain is provoking. The grasping mind is dominating oneself. Grasping for that which is ungraspable, that which is not about grasping. Then there is going to be just an exhaustion in the grasping mind. The mindset to grasp is going to be just exhausting itself. That which has nothing to do with grasping or not grasping. Everything has nothing to do with grasping or not grasping. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. Neither is about involvement or non-involvement. Proceed with the great compassion to purify samsara instantly. Everything has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging, mai or not mai. Everything, everything, everything. This will turn into helping through releasing and unwinding, purifying without traces, naturally. Everything. Not involved even within the non-involvement itself with everything. Neither is about involvement or non-involvement with everything. Nothing to do with involvement or non-involvement with everything. Go ahead, proceeding at all times. Neither is about involvement or non-involvement at all times. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. This is purifying the delusive attachment at the present, or the delusive attachment to neutrality, to ordinariness. This is the desire, delusive attachment overlaying in such state of mind, ordinariness or neutrality. Have you heard of this? This is the desire for neutrality. It's a delusion. The state of ordinariness, the state of neutrality is the desire that overlaying it. It is a delusive attachment. Desire of neutrality, desire for neutrality. Within neutrality, within ordinariness. Have you heard of this? Delusive attachment in the normality, within neutrality, is the desire, delusive attachment, delusion that is added in there. It has nothing to do with involvement or non-involvement right away. It will purify such a delusive attachment to neutrality, ordinariness, or normalness. Then there will be nothing, naturally, there will be nothing within ordinariness, neutrality, or normalness. Nothing to do with mai or not mai, engaging or disengaging. Then there is no significance, naturally, that is given to ordinariness, normalness, or neutrality. If you think that the state of ordinariness is okay, that is a delusive attachment. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. It will not giving any value to ordinary or not. It will purify all the delusion in practices. It will dissolve such and giving ending to such practices. Not involved within involvement or non-involvement right away. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging right away. Nothing is left. Nothing is remaining. Whether it's about engaging or disengaging. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging, my or not my. Nothing is left. What is there that is not disengaging? That is giving significance, being drowned, preoccupied with something. Nothing is left as such. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. Nothing is remaining. What is there that is disengaging and being stuck there, trying and attempting to disengaging? That is the leftover. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. End all about blossoming or budding. End the blossoming and budding. Opening and closing. End all the path and the result. Everything, child. Give it completely, absolutely. Everything has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. End all, opening and closing, blossoming and budding. Everything has nothing to do with engaging or disengaging. Ending all about engaging or disengaging, budding or closing, blossoming or opening. Let's not be deludedly trying to engaging or disengaging. Nothing to do with engaging or disengaging instantly, ending both engaging and disengaging. Attachment or non-attachment. Not involved even within the non-involvement itself. In all about involvement and non-involvement. Nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment. Ending all about blossoming and budding. Nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment. Simultaneously with everything. This is Mahasunyata Nibbana, purifying samsara, purifying boundlessly. This is not a practice. The practice itself is samsara. It is the arising and ceasing in itself. It is the causes of karma, causes of suffering, and the suffering itself. Let's use the conclusion of the natural extinction and the enlightenment. Nothing to do with involvement or non-involvement. Ending all about involvement and non-involvement. Not involved even within the non-involvement itself. Naturally, it will not be about anything within involvement or non-involvement, ending for both involvement and non-involvement. Nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment, ending all about attachment or non-attachment, ending all about blossoming or budding. ending all about blossoming and budding. Everything, 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 everything. With everything simultaneously proceeding, nothing to do with involvement or non-involvement. It will purify without traces for everything simultaneously. This is purifying without traces simultaneously. It is even better than helping through unwinding and releasing. This is total purification with everything, for everything. Purify without traces simultaneously. There is no need to wait for the beings to be aware of it. Purifying for both being conscious or not. And it will also purify the delusion to know or to not know. Purifying for both being aware or not aware. It also will give purification for both being deluded to knowing or not knowing. Truly, when you are blessing samsara, the beings, don't make the beings aware, then it will purify knowing or not knowing in them. Nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment right away. With everything. This will turn into the purification of the extinction and the emptiness without the beings realize it. And naturally it will purify the delusion of knowing or not knowing within them. Automatically. Go ahead. Absolutely. Nothing to do with attachment or non-attachment completely. Absolutely. It will end all the clinging within attachment or non-attachment automatically. Ending all about attachment or non-attachment. End all the lingering sentiments within my or not my, attachment or non-attachment, engaging or disengaging. Give it absolutely, proceeding simultaneously with the whole samsara. Samsara will not become samsara instantly.